season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16.
Taking in at the 3. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. And trotting out there, their tall quarterback standing at 6'5".
What I enjoyed this week is that you asked to talk to his offensive center before the game and find out a little bit more about him and what the relationship is. And that was a pretty positive story, wasn't it?
Yeah, and really what I took away from that is just how it has permeated throughout the entire offensive line, the relationship they've had. It's really a group that's in sync.
They care about him. That's the thing. They really care. And when you care that, you're going to play that much harder for him and give a better chance to lead the team to wins.
And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. The numbers for him from a week ago: 15 carries, 77 yards.
And while they locked up the #1 seed last week, I don't expect them to change what they do in the running game. I expect them to continue to play the exact same way, but with a change up in personnel because they want to make sure that their #1 guy has fresh legs for the playoffs.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
At the 35-yard line.
From the gun, Britt.
That's complete to Swift out of the backfield.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 3 yards the gain there, second down. So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. And they tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
10 at the 46-yard line.
Viking territory now. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 46. Operating from the gun. Britt firing quickly here, and that's complete. A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the Vikings 39-yard line.
Off the play fake. Britt. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
That's complete to DeAndre Swift out of the backfield.
And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line.
I love the intelligence the defense just showed there. Read their keys, saw the screen developing, ran to it, and smothered it. What a 3rd down stop by them.
Jack Fox out to punt here on 4th down.
And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. So here come the Vikings with a long field ahead of them. They will be led out by a 2nd-round pick in 2019. Out of Missouri, it's Drew Lock.
Coming off of a loss their last time out, I think he's just seeking to make a bigger impact on the game. He threw a touchdown pass, didn't throw an interception. I think he just wants to jump those numbers up in terms of flinging it around and letting his receivers get into the end zone.
And a nice run to get this up over the 20-yard line.
By number 34.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 17 carries, 52 yards.
I was so glad you asked for a couple of offensive linemen to talk to before the game because they told us that in last week's contest, Everything was clicking. Didn't matter whether they were doing gap scheme, zone scheme, power, whatever it was working. And they expect more of the same in this game, although they're prepared for some adjustments by the defense they expect to see.
That one, a first down pickup of 8.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Number 30.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Lock. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
Incomplete. It's third down. And
throwing his Lock on third down. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up fourth down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
That'll be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return. And the Lions will take over. The Lions offense heading out as we give you a look at the playoff race coming into the weekend in the NFC. As we count down through the final few weeks of the season, these guys have nothing to sweat about. They've clinched the top spots to the road to the Super Bowl. It runs through them.
And there's a natural inclination here, partner, to say, okay, a lot of guys aren't going to play down the stretch. We've clinched. We're ready to go. But there's another.
And he lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And these guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
Lock working out of the gun. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up third down.
Number 86.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. From the gun, it's Lock. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
They really love to get him into one-on-one opportunities, and this is one way. Work him out of the slot and create a mismatch. Who's going to cover him? Corner, safety, linebacker? He's got a way to beat all of those positions.
So here's Greg Zuerlein now as he'll try for the field goal. From the right hash, this from 44 yards out. And this one is going to just tuck into the bottom left corner as he gets it to go. And the Vikings have a 3-0 lead. Well, maybe a little bit of an anxious moment there as that ball got closer and closer, but it does curl in.
Yeah, actually did a little bit of a slow dance there with the left upright, didn't it? But had just enough space, as you said, for it to curl in.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though? when they only gave up the field goal, and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive, a little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punching the end zone without turning it over.
And here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end.
And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here.
6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
34-yard line.
From the gun, Britt.
And he rifles it complete, caught by Landry. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds.
The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10, right at the 40. They run out of the gun with Swift.
And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34.
4 receivers now, 3 to the right, 1 to the left. 2nd down and 4.
Operating from the gun,
Britt. That's complete to Moss out of the backfield.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 19.
The drive stays intact with a pickup of 13.
And there was absolutely zero pressure on the quarterback on that play. 3rd down, and he has all the time in the world to eventually find an open receiver for a first down pickup.
The Lions into the red zone for the first time. 1st and 10 at the 19.
Back to the running game with Swift.
And good downhill running. He's got 6 yards down to the 13.
They'll bring out 4 receivers. 3 of them being sent to the left, 1 to the right, 2nd and 4.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it.
And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22.
The quarterback taken down and sacked.
Well, let's see here, Charles. He was sacked 6 times last week. Now a first quarter sack. What's going on in his mind?
Well, he's thinking to himself, 5 offensive linemen. I got sacked 6 times last week. Let's start thinking about keeping extra people in. Tight end stays in. If I have a fullback or the running back, they stay in and help me block. Maybe not as many receivers in a pattern. Anything to try and slow down that pass rush.
9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long.
Off play action. Britt. Got an open man. That's Campbell.
And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 70th catch for him on the year, and like so many others, this goes for a first down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route.
Here's Swift.
And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown.
DeAndre Swift
With touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Lions have taken the lead.
That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of a season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
And he's able to put it through. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it results in a 4-yard touchdown run. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he'll get this just up past the 20, but a marker is down. Let's get the call.
Receiving team.
So the hold on special teams backs him up all the way inside the 15 to start. Throwing on first down is Locke. Over the middle to Smith. 7 yards on the play, and it's a second down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 18-yard line.
Shotgun snap to Locke. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports.
7. Vikings 3.
Locke now on first down. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Coverage defensively by Jeff Okuda.
To throw again. Locke. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Shepard. And he goes out right around the 39. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
3rd down.
Now Locke again. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the first. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion. What you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Here's Tommy Townsend now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. This is taken at about the 14. It's a 45-yard punt, then 8 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Another shot now for this Lions offense. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah, why?
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there.
42.
It's a gain of 5, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
The Lions on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. They'll find Swift out of the backfield. A pickup of 5 that time and a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
From the gun, Britt. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a 1st down.
49-yard line.
Operating from the gun, Britt. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That one good for 20 on the catch
catch and run.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10, down at the 31. On 1st and 10, it's Swift. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
He was tackled at the 27-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
The Lions are down. They've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. From the gun, Britt. Catch made here by Campbell. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 13-yard line. 11 more yards there. This methodical drive continues. That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. That's complete right around the 8. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 7 yards, the pickup there.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
They'll run the draw here with Swift. And yet again, he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Great job by this Vikings defense.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
The Lions on 3rd down. They've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. Operating from the gun, Britt. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. The kick by Lutz is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3.
Vikings 3.
So a dozen plays on that drive, CD, but in the end, it yields just the 3 points.
Well, they were able to keep the defense on the field for a long time, but let's be honest about it. That was about as unsatisfying a drive as you're going to get. 12 plays and you only get 3 points out of it. Not quite the ending they were looking for.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Vikings offense making their way back out. Now let's give you a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC. And for them right now, not a done deal. They are holding down one of the final 3 wild card spots with 2 weeks to go. But you know, there are others, Charles, kind of nipping at their heels a bit.
And Brandon, it's always worth keeping in mind, and I have to keep writing it down for myself. Remember, it's 7 teams in each conference now making the playoffs. So that brings more important games to the end of the season. So in theory, more teams alive for a postseason berth later in the year. Well, I think that was good strategy there, trying to go right back to him after the last completion. But this time, the defense was all over it, and they got there to break that one up.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
A 7-yard gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Locke going to try and throw on 3rd down. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 39. And he'll get this back up to the 32-yard line.
The Lions take over.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency. And now that we're in December, even the routine throws are going to be harder for the quarterbacks. And this one, it winds up getting picked off. The
DeAndre Swift heading back out with his Detroit teammates.
A good job in the passing game, decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally you run to set up the pass. Here it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective later on in the game.
Yeah, you can do it both ways. We usually talk about it in the reverse, however.
No doubt about it.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard.
From the gun, here's Swift.
And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Running is Swift.
And he's going to get this one down inside the 15. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
They'll run here with Moss. Job to break free of 1 tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And this 3rd down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long. From the gun, Britt going to throw deep for the end zone. This Minnesota D up to the task on the 3rd down pass play.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
And Lutz's kick is good. And they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3.
Vikings 3.
No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
And he returns this to the 22.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
We see Drew Lock in the offense coming back on.
He's got to dig deep here, doesn't he? Team's losing. He's not playing well either.
And they always tell you, don't press. You'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far, he's thrown 1 interception. He wants to balance that off with at least 1 touchdown pass in order to get his team back moving forward.
And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26.
Down at the 26.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
The Vikings on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Complete to number 34.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a 1st down.
Now stopped him in his tracks. The Vikings send out their punter as he's on to kick it away. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. This is taken at the 23. Well, there was a 42, make it a 43-yard punt. 6 on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over.
DeAndre Swift heading back out with his Detroit teammates.
And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Operating from the gun, Britt. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll take this forward for about 5 as we have come upon the 2-minute warning. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end.
That's good.
That one, a first down pickup of 8.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
From the gun, Britt. Eluding the pressure right. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So the contact came before the ball got there, and the flag is thrown.
Timing is everything, isn't it? And it's so hard to cover these great receivers. They have such great body control.
And it is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. From 13 yards out. And the Lions add on to their lead.
You got to figure down by the goal line. This is where a tight end earns his money in the high traffic area. And he's able to work free in the middle of the end zone and grabs that one for a touchdown.
Lutz will look to add the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And the end result, a Detroit touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will make it into the end zone. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 20.
And now out comes Minnesota. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 15 yards on the play, first down.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They were starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
First and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle. To Jefferson on the slant. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another first and 10. And that going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up, 2nd and 10.
Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. Actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. The weather might be cold, but the playoff races are heating up here on this final Sunday before Christmas. So let's get to it. We'll get started up at Lincoln Financial Field in Philly, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Ryan Tannehill, 5 touchdown passes, leading his guys to the victory. From there, we head down south to Tampa to check on the Bucs at home at Raymond James Stadium. And they've got the lead in that one over the visiting Atlanta Falcons. Dwayne Haskins throwing the football well. He has 3 touchdown passes. Finally, let's get down to Miami to see what's going on with the Dolphins. And they trail in that ball game to the visiting Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks looking to sew that one up, and they look to be in pretty good shape. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
They're on the 21-yard line.
Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the 3rd. On first down, Locke. Short throw to Smith. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line. From the 25, here's 2nd and 6.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 25-yard line.
They'll try the left side. Bingham. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down.
They'll keep it on the ground. Bingham. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
The Vikings send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Fielded just inside the 30. It's a 40-yard punt, 6 yards on the return, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here again comes the captain of this offense leading his crew back out there now. And really a solid group effort. I mean, the montage focuses on him, and rightfully so, but it's been a good job of a team to get this lead.
Oh, I'm with you totally on that. I love the observation. Offensive line and people having to protect him, they've really been in sync and been on point. How about the guys going out and catching the ball? Well, the receivers, the running backs, everyone is involved today. And what we're watching right now is really a beautiful team effort, isn't it?
Absolutely. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Looking to throw. Britt. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now gives a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on third down. Operating from the gun. Britt. And he took that in one-handed. And so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. Sometimes the one-handed catches are unnecessary, but he was trying to ward off the defender with the other, so maybe that was just a good play.
So that tells you that not only do they imagine those types of catches, they actually work on them with defenders jostling them in order to keep their concentration and haul it in.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on first and goal. They'll run with Swift. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. DeAndre Swift, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Lions are able to grow their lead. Nice job of polishing off that drive, but all the credit there goes to that play prior.
Yeah, it certainly does, because after that big play, I think resistance almost felt futile at that point, didn't it? And the very next play, they come right back, quick, fast, and in a hurry, and put it in the end zone.
Lutz to try to add the PAT. Is now 24. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And penalty markers down on the field. And they might be backing up a bit here to start the drive. From down at the 12, it's first and 10. From the gun, Locke. And that is incomplete here. After the incomplete pass, here now is second and 10.
It's now second and 10.
Throwing again, Locke. Complete, Jefferson the target. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. 16 yards, a first down.
Oh, that was a pretty route right there, because it's all about finding a window on a route like that. He lined up on his left, ran the deep in route over the middle, and the ball was right where it needed to be. Really good trust between quarterback and receiver. Really good completion.
On first and 10, here's Locke. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And only able to get 2 here, stopped at the 30. That catch good for only a couple.
On the pickup, it's second and 8 at the 30-yard line.
Throwing again on second down. Locke over the middle, complete. It's Smith.
Complete.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over him.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
The Vikings send out their punter as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. 39 yards on the punt, give him just 1 yard on the return.
Their own 25-yard
And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. And with teams jockeying for position, one thing we do know already, they're all set. They've got the #1 seed in their back pocket with still 2 games to go.
And that gives you a chance to experiment a little bit as well. It doesn't mean that you just have wholesale changes, starters don't play. I'm not talking about strictly that. I'm talking about guys who maybe haven't played enough during the year, or you want to see them in different spots. You know, can that running back split out and catch the football a little bit as you head to the playoffs? Maybe you run a few plays to put them on tape and make your opponents watch them and say, oh, we got to prepare for that. A lot of ways they can go, knowing that they own the #1 spot.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Going with Moss on the ground. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
At the 40-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Operating from the gun. Britt. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. He was trying to keep his eyes downfield. Nobody came open.
He's trying to do everything that he had been taught, right? Every bit of the technique. But if no one's open, there is no technique except make sure you hold on to the ball as you go to the ground when you're getting sacked.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Gun. Britt, he's going to float this one deep right side. Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And he will take this across midfield and down to the 48-yard line.
By the Vikings.
They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the 3rd quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
12 yards there. 1st down, Vikings.
7-yard line. A gain of 12. 1st down, Minnesota.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll get 3 down to the 34-yard line.
34.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd.
They'll keep it on the ground. Bingham. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
And it's
operating from the gun. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. But he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
The Vikings send out their punter as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds.
At their own 14-yard line.
And Detroit getting set to go now. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, it totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup. And he'll get this one up to the 26.
Ray Swift, the ball carrier.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8.
Back to throw. Britt under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Oh, and after the sack, he's still down on the field. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. Throwing on third and long. Britt. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sacks.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
Here comes the Lions punter now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. 47-yard punt, a return of 4. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Minnesota now ready for their next possession. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
So 2nd and 10 now here in the third quarter from Detroit.
At the 41-yard line.
Play action. Now it's Locke. And incomplete. He tried to leave it underneath. Nearly got picked. They may be lucky to have that one back. 3rd down.
It's 3rd down. And 10.
From the gun. Locke. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And he'll only get this to the 47. He needed a few more yards to pick up the first. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. The Vikings send out their punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. And did he put that on a dime? He did. Wow. Out of bounds at the 1-yard line.
We're certainly not going to see a better punt than that. Definitely taking a chance because if that thing clips the pylon, it comes out to the 20. But instead, it goes out of bounds at the 1-yard line.
They'll start on the ground with Swift. And he'll get this only up to about the 3-yard line. 2nd and 8. 1 quarter remains here in Week 16. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Vikings 3.
They'll stay on the ground with Swift. And he's upended at the 6 as they double their room to maneuver on a pickup of 3. The Lions on 3rd down. They've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This will be 3rd and 5. Incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position. 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest. Locke now on 1st down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
Locke will try again on 2nd down. This one brought in by Jefferson.
Blocks pass.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a first down.
Well, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
Throwing on first down. Block. That is caught at the 7. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. Give him back-to-back catches now. That one for 16. And another first down. Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball, and you put up a token press. Make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time. Make it a little bit of resistance so they can't just run it right down your throat.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. And they give this time to the tailback. And the Vikings are going to have it first and goal as he'll take this down to about the 3.
On the carry. The tackle made at the 3-yard line.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's second and goal. Operating from the gun. Block. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great play there. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings are able to close the gap just a bit. They forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. And they're going to get the 2-point conversion. Caught in the end zone. And that cuts the lead a bit further. Well, it's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure. But that makes it a 2-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the 2-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready. Because you may need multiples to throw out a ball game. Here's a great example right there.
Taken at about the 1. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Now this offense ready to head back out there. Well, we do know, Charles, they will be in the playoffs. They currently sit at pole position number 1, but nothing's set in stone right now. They still have to earn that top spot.
And it makes me reflect back to preseason when you and I do our tours of camps. The prevailing message in each and every one of them was what? Win the division.
Win the division.
Win the division. You know you're in the playoffs. It means something. It means a home game. It means a number of other things, but winning the division is paramount. You're right. They won't step off the gas here.
This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this fourth quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the fourth quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done, because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play. Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces, and I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
The Lions on third down. They've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Campbell making the catch. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
So frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. From the gun, Britt. Here's Moss with a catch out of the backfield. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Now it's Swift. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. They'll come up now on a second and long after the hold. They'll run here with Swift. Just a yard on the gain there, and that leaves them with 14 yards still to go on third down.
At the 33-yard line. A gain of a yard makes it 3rd and 14.
Operating from the gun. Britt got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the first down. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Here comes the Lions punter now as he's on here to punt it away. And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. On first down, Locke. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. To throw again. Locke. Smith catches left side. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. The Vikings on 3rd down. Can you believe it? 0 for 9 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. From the gun. Locke. And this is going to be incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
It's a 45-yard punt, just a 1-yard return, and the Lions will take over. Detroit's offense ready to take over. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. Looking to throw. Britt. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Now a carry for Swift. Slipped 1 tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
On 3rd down, Britt. And that is incomplete.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Here comes the Lions punter now as he's on to kick it away. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. Minnesota now ready for their next possession. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him. All right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Decent start there to the drive. Big hill to climb, needing 2 touchdowns, also a 2-2-point conversion.
So, partner, how do you eat an elephant?
I don't eat an elephant. Who eats elephant?
But if you do it one bite at a time. Okay. That's the way they've got to play this. One play at a time. Yes, there's urgency, but they have to be careful as well.
Let's go with like a 50-ounce ribeye.
Yeah.
One bite at a time.
All right, I'm with you.
And all this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5. At the
Here's Locke. While they set up the screen, that's complete. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
A gain of 5. First down, Minnesota.
Again, it's Locke. Fighting to stay up, but now he's swallowed up and taken down.
A loss of 13 yards.
And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offense, discrediting their work.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Another try after the first down sack. Locke, and he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. They'll give him a yard on the play, and they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Operating from the gun. Locke looking for his running back, and he's got it. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They'll go for it. It's Locke. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. Two minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. On 1st and 10, Locke. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. And now following that sack, looks like we've got an injured man down there on the field. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Another try after the first down sack. Locke. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off at the 21. Intercepted. This spot in the 4th quarter with that deficit, had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And a few kneel downs should come very close to finishing this one off, depending on whether or not we see any defensive timeouts. They still have 2, but using them would just be prolonging what's really already been decided. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts, as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. So they come up on second down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. And they'll indeed take a knee. Now 2nd and 11 from the 32. Here's Swift. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7.
Made at the 36-yard line. It's a gain of 4. Makes it 3rd and 7.
And the Lions will take the knee here with victory in the cards. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. And Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for the Lions, it's another win for them, and you wonder if they want a redo on that one loss as they sit now at 14-1. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, their playoff hopes take a big hit as they fall to 8-7. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to Houston to take on the Texans. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.